Hello everyone and welcome to our Google Sheets tutorial where we will be building an invoice like this one that exploits both the formatting capability of a spreadsheet and the ability to crunch numbers or to do calculations for us. Now in a spreadsheet, the data is normally arranged into columns and rows. The rows are numbered, so in this case our spreadsheet / invoice has 26 rows, and it also has 1 2 3 4 5 6 columns, but they are not numbered. They are named after letters of the alphabet. Now if I click anywhere in this spreadsheet and look in the name box, we are going to see a letter followed by a number. Now that basically represents the intersection of a row and a column, and that is known as a cell. Obviously by now you should realize that the letter comes from the column, so this is column A, and the number comes from the row, so this cell is the intersection of columns A and row 1, so it's cell A1. But if I should click down in this cell, this is F11, column F, row 11. Okay, that is basically all you need to know for us to begin the tutorial. So we are going to build this invoice by starting with not a blank document, but one that has most of the data except for the sections where the calculation is, where my mouse is right now. So in these areas we don't have any data because we intend for the spreadsheet to do that when we are doing the calculations. Before we start calculating, we need to do some formatting. Okay, so we are going to build this invoice by following the instructions on the right, which is in blue, and as we complete them, we are going to delete the instructions. Eventually we are going to also delete columns G and H to get the final product. So the first task is to format Ultimate Media Store by giving it a font of Roboto. So you could just go up here to the font selection box and select Roboto. We have to make it size 16. There is no 16 option here, so we have to type 16 in. There's no size 16. We have to make it font weight bold. We can click here to get it bold, and we are going to change the color to dark red 1. So you come to the text color button, click it, and come all the way down to dark red. So we can delete these two instructions. Next we have to give invoice the same font of Roboto, same font size 16. We need to type it again and we bold it, but this time we give it a font color of dark blue 2. So we go to the color box for the font and we look for dark blue 2. That's dark font flower blue, and this is dark blue 2. All right, so let's see if that looks like our, yes it does. So we need now to, we can delete this. We need to format row 7, so the cells in this row, to Roboto, and we are going to make that size 14. And we can pick size 14 here, and we need to make rows 13, 19, 20 bold, So this is row 13. We could drag to select the cells here, row 13, sorry, and we can click here to bold. This is row 19 and 20, and we can also press Ctrl B on our keyboard to bold. So let me just check to see. Okay, the instruction was not correct. You are also supposed to make row 21 bold. So let's go and make row 21 bold. I wonder who gave those instructions. So must pay attention to detail. Anyway, let's continue. Forget about that. We are now ready. No, there's something else we have to do. Instruction number 6. Click on notes. Okay, so we'll move on now to instruction number 6. It says click on notes, drag to Ultimate Media Store, format all borders. So click on notes, drag to Ultimate Media Store, go to the formatting, the borders formatting button, and we select all borders. And then we are going to merge some cells for instruction number 7. And that is, we have to go from A6 to F6 and click merge. And then we need to move from A12, select from A12 to F12 and merge those also. Let's delete these instructions and compare our document to see how it's coming along. Okay, so we basically have everything except the numbers here. So we are going to do the calculation, or allow the spreadsheet to do the calculation for us. Okay, so we are now ready to do our calculations. And basically, when you purchase something and you are given an invoice, you have the items that you purchase along with the quantity and the unit price in this section of the invoice. So what we'd have to do is to calculate multiply the number by the quantity to get the final price. But you should remember from primary school maths that this is called the product. When you multiply two numbers, the answer you get is called the product. So we are going to use that same formula in Google Sheets by pressing equal to and typing PR, and you are going to get a list of formulas that have PR in them. We are going to select product, and then we are going to drag from quantity across to unit price and press enter. Now that tells you that the product of the quantity by the price of the Bluetooth headset is 300, but you could say, okay, you could type that. That's easy. Let's just change the quantity here and probably press, let's make this 3, and you see changes to 900. So the calculation is being done for us. We could do the same thing, click in here, then equal to product and drag across. But the spreadsheet also automates, once we have the same formula going down, we can autofill by simply coming to the bottom of the cell, bottom right of the cell, and clicking on this square there and dragging down. And that is what this instruction is asking us to do, to drag and autofill the autofill handle from F14 to F18. So that is what we did. Let me undo that and do it over. So this is cell F14 here, this is cell F18 here. The instruction says drag the autofill handle, and this is the autofill handle. So let's just delete these two because we've completed them already. Instruction number 10 says, no, we made a mistake. It's not supposed to come all the way down here. So let me just delete that because we need to go to F18. So this is F18 here. instead of 19, type the word equal to sum, and it says sums of a series of numbers in and our cells. So let's go. We want to sum all of these, so we click from F18 all the way down to F14, sorry, all the way down to F18. We press enter and we get the answer here. But if you notice, we'd have to put back the borders. Don't worry about that. Now in Trinidad and Tobago, our value added tax is 15% of the cost of the items. So in this case, what we want to do is multiply the cost by 0.15, which is what 15% is. And since we are multiplying, once again, we need to use product. So let's type PR equal to, and we select product. And this time we click on the total cost, we put a comma, and we type 0.15. So that is telling Google Sheets that you must multiply the contents of F19 by 0.15 to give us our answer, and we press enter. Okay, so we get the number, but it's not formatted correctly. We wanted that to be formatted in currency, so we come up to the formatting bar and we click the $, which formats it as currency. And the last thing we need to do is to get the final cost. The final cost is going to be this plus this total cost plus VAT. So this is what we are doing now, and it says we need to click in F21, type equal to sum, and you see sum comes up when you type SU, and we just drag down from total cost plus value added tax. Be careful not to drag down to final cost. Press enter and we have everything there. Now I don't think it's, if anything has to be bold, let's unbold this by simply clicking, selecting it and click bold. If anything has to be in bold, it has to be the final cost. So let's bold that. Let's see from here. Okay, so it wasn't bolded here, but basically we have the invoice. All we need to do is we need to put back the borders in this section. I don't know why they were deleted. I probably did something wrong. So let's select them and go to all borders. So we put back those. Right, so that looks good enough. And the only thing we have to do is to delete columns G and H. So select them, come across, right click, delete columns G and H, and here we have our completed invoice. If we could just hide some of the menu, you will see that it, okay, there's one little difference in that we would have made everything here size 14, but you could, I'm going to cheat by making here size 14, on size 14. That shouldn't be allowed. Okay, so let's come down to 14, and this is bold here. So let's go back in our invoice and cheat a little and bold this, and voila, we have the invoice looking exactly the same. The scaling may not be the of the page, so that's probably why it looks slightly different. Okay, this is aligned differently, so let's align it to the right as the other one, and I'm going to call this good enough. So I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. This is just meant to get you up and running. Go to the web, find YouTube, find some good tutorials, and you are going to learn that spreadsheets can do much more than sum and product that we have done here. But this should be good enough to get you to understand the basic principles of spreadsheet. In addition, I would like you to remember to like, subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video also. Have a wonderful day.